Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a young adult novel that a lot of people told me to pick up. So I recently reviewed Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco and I really enjoyed it. So today I'm going to be doing a mini review of Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco. I hope you guys enjoy. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review followed by a spoilery discussion. I will definitely put a spoiler alert before I get into that, but jumping into the plot, the story follows Audrey Rose, and she is a girl living in London. I think it's around the 1800s, and she is very interested in science, and her uncle is a mortician, and she helps him. She wants to be his apprentice, and this is something that women are really not allowed to do in society, but it's something that fascinates her because her mother died. She had a weakened heart and an illness caused her to pass. And since then, Audrey Rose has just been very into science. However, suddenly all of these deaths start occurring where Audrey lives, and she decides she wants to figure out who is behind it. And she ends up teaming up with a man named Thomas, who is very similar to Sherlock Holmes, and together they try to solve the crimes of Jack the Ripper. I loved this story. I loved the plot. It was so engaging, and I flew through this. It was very reminiscent of a thriller true crime. It's young adult. However, it didn't feel like I was reading a young adult novel. The character, I believe, is supposed to be 16 years old. However, she acts much more mature than a 16-year-old would act, I feel like, although it is a different time period. But I really enjoyed it. It is a little bit gory. It was much more graphic than I was expecting, thinking it was a young adult novel. However, like I said, I enjoyed this immensely. Jumping into the characters, like I said previously, Audrey Rose is the main character, and she was just a joy to follow. I loved everything about her. I love that she doesn't want to submit to society's standards and is very interested in science, and everything about this character was very enjoyable. The other main character is Thomas Cresswell, and like I said, he's a little bit more cold and calculating. He comes off very much like a Sherlock Holmes type. He's able to look at people and kind of figure out what's going on behind the scenes. I did enjoy him. There is a little bit of love interest that's hinted at. I think it's going to happen more towards this is a series. I'm not sure how many in the series. I believe it's 4 books. I will be picking up the rest of these because I enjoyed this book so much. But overall, I thought the characters were really well-rounded and enjoyable to follow. Next up is world building. I thought the world building was done very well. Unlike Kingdom of the Wicked, which I felt the world building was super lacking, this one definitely set up, it was just set up better. I had a really good idea of the setting and the time period that Audrey Rose is living in. Everything is described beautifully. I thought the world building was excellent in this. And last up, I'm going to talk about writing style and pacing. Although I thought the writing style was excellent, I think that she is very easy to read. Kerri Maniscalco is slowly moving up in one of my top authors. However, transitions, and I noticed this also in Kingdom of the Wicked, and I'm sorry that I keep referencing Kingdom of the Wicked, but I feel like sometimes she doesn't resolve, or the author doesn't resolve an issue, and suddenly we're already into the next scene. So at one point, the Audrey Rose discovers something very shocking, and the next page, she's at tea with a bunch of other ladies. And I was like, wait, why? We didn't really resolve what just happened. So, and I noticed that a lot with Kingdom of the Wicked. So I just feel like transitions could be a little bit smoother, but that's really the only critique I have of this book. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into spoilers. So if you have not read this book and don't want to be spoiled, please stop watching now. So going into spoilers, like I said, I loved Audrey Rose as a character. I thought the pacing and everything was great. I didn't love the mystery aspect. I feel like there wasn't enough foreshadowing to tell who the killer was, but also I 100% guessed who the killer was less than halfway through the book because they made such a deal of saying who was not. Okay, let me try to explain this again. I'm not doing a very good job here. So they really try to incriminate a lot of different characters, or at least 3 other characters, and they do a lot to show that it could be any of these characters, like her uncle, like Thomas, the cop, who I forget his name. And I did enjoy that. However, they made such a point of incriminating all of these and they completely left the brother out that I was like, oh man, if it's the brother, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed. And then as it kept going, I was like, oh my gosh, I actually do think it's the brother, just because we're making such a point to not say anything about the brother. So I kind of wish that there was more foreshadowing that actually showed that it could be the brother. They're in there, but they're very tiny, instead of doing so much foreshadowing to show that it was any of the other people, if that kind of makes sense. I'm doing my best here, guys. But yeah, that was the only complaint I had about the book. I did absolutely love this book. I already ordered the next few in the series. I think I'm gonna do a vlog or at least another review video where I review all of them in a complete series. So we will see. But that's all. If you guys read this book and enjoyed it or had different thoughts about what I just said, please let me know in the comments. If you don't know yet, I post new videos every Tuesday and Sunday. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next week. Bye.